All right, so everybody talks about buying Airbnbs, rental houses, and all this stuff, everything to do with residential. But we like industrial real estate, which is commercial real estate, and I'm about to tell you why. All right, so the first reason why we like industrial real estate over residential real estate is because it's just simple. I mean, look around. You have an empty warehouse, and in this particular unit, it's just an empty warehouse. You have steel construction, you have some insulation, you have a roll-up door, a back door, and then in this one, there's an office space here that could be used as storage or office, and then an office space there. So in residential real estate, if you got multifamily, you're gonna be dealing with toilets, you're gonna be dealing with cabinets, you're gonna be dealing with plumbing, all kinds of stuff that you're gonna have to deal with. People are living in, they're in there every single day, all the time, you know, from when they wake up to when they go to sleep. They're gonna do a lot of damage to that property, let alone if they have kids. I have kids. Kids do a lot of damage. Or if they have a dog, maybe running around doing all kinds of stuff. But industrial real estate, people are operating their business here. So they're taking a lot better care of it. They have to keep it clean because customers are gonna be coming in sometimes to look at products or whatever it may be. And this is their livelihood. So they're paying rent in a building like this. You as the investor are providing the place for them to operate business, and that business is paying for their life, so they have to take care of the space. With industrial also, you're gonna have triple net leases. So what that means is that the tenant is gonna pay for the taxes of the property, the insurance of the property, and the maintenance. So if you do have problems, you're not responsible for it, your tenant's responsible for it. You're of course gonna deliver the space to them working in good order. So when you buy the property, you have to make sure everything's good. But once you do that, they're responsible from then on out. All you have to do, generally speaking, in a triple net lease, the landlord is gonna be responsible for the roof and the structure. So as long as you make sure the structure and the roof is good, the rest of the stuff's on the tenant. You're not gonna get a call about, you know, somebody clogging the toilet in the middle of the night. And that's a cheesy thing that people say about real estate, but it's true. We have an Airbnb that we operate, and guess what? We got called last week about the drain being full. In industrial real estate, a business owner is not gonna call you. They don't have time to call the landlord, coordinate all that stuff. They're just gonna call a plumber themselves and they're gonna fix it. So all you have to worry about is just making sure you provide them a good, clean, safe space, and then that's it. And since it's triple net, they're covering all that other stuff. So what you're getting is essentially what people call mailbox money. And the best thing about it too is they're gonna sign a lease that's normally 3 to 5 years. 5 years is really more common. So instead of residential real estate where the leases are every single year, you're turning somebody over, somebody might leave that year. They might come for the year, tear up the apartment and then leave. And then you gotta do all this work again. Versus if you're into a business owner, they're gonna be here for 3 to 5 years. And a lot of times they're gonna be moving their equipment in here. So it's heavy equipment, they don't wanna have to move again. So they might go for 3 or 5 years and then go ahead and renew because they've set up their whole operation here. Their whole life revolves around the business. And so they're more sticky is what they call it. So they're more likely to stay for a long time. So you can set up a deal, you can do a deal, you can spend a lot of time on the front end, set it up and then have a 5-year income stream. That is a lot more appealing to somebody like myself and other investors who wanna spend time with their kids and their family, they wanna travel, do stuff like that. They don't worry about having to, okay, well, you know, we just signed this lease and in 6 months now, the tenant's gonna leave. One other thing I heard somebody mention that to me is just, it's very true. The guy said, they can hire their buddies to come with a pickup truck and take all their stuff and be gone in the night like that. With a business, the chances of that happening are very slim. So in summary, basically you could buy an apartment complex, you could have tenants leaving all the time, tenants destroying your property, you're gonna pay for the taxes, the insurance, and the maintenance of everything. The tenant's just paying you rent. Or you could buy an industrial building that's extremely simple. You got concrete floors, a roof, insulation, an HVAC. And as long as you make sure all that stuff's working in good order, you deliver it to the tenant, you hand it off to them for 3 to 5 years, they're gonna pay you rent, and then you're gonna own an asset and have a cash flow stream for 3 to 5 years to kind of do what you wanna do. I mean, to me, that's unbeatable, and that's why we love industrial real estate. Oh, one more thing. The other big reason why we love it is because if you buy other assets in commercial real estate, whether it's multifamily or maybe retail is real interesting to us, but if you buy a retail building and you're trying to attract a tenant, more than likely, you're gonna have to build that space out. So it's gonna be white walls and a laminate floor, whatever it may be, and basic lighting. So that's called white boxing it. And you're gonna have a white box, but a coffee shop might come in. They might need plumbing to go to their sink, and they might need a countertop and all this stuff. And they're gonna ask you as the landlord for tenant improvement allowance, also referred to as TI. If you have TI, then that could be, depending on the space, 20 grand, 30 grand, 40 grand, 50 grand, sometimes even more, depending on how big it is. So if you buy a retail building, then you need to plan on having some money to spend to actually attract tenants. Now it's worth the investment because you can often charge a higher lease rate, which increases the value of your property. But if you're like us and you're just starting out, you don't have tons and tons of money sitting around, you don't have the hundreds of thousands to go blow. You go buy an industrial building like this, and as long as everything, like I said, is good and working order, then there's not all that TI you have to worry about. What we've done with our last couple of deals, we said, hey, listen, you know, the office space might be a little bit, it's a little dated and needs a little work. So in exchange for that, we're gonna give you 2 or 3 months of free rent. So we just pay the mortgage, which oftentimes is a lot less than what the rent is, give them 2 or 3 months of free rent. They come in, they fix up the office space, and then after that, you have a good to go tenant and you don't have to put a bunch of TI dollars into it. So that's another big reason why we like industrial over something like retail or multifamily. So hopefully this was informative and helps you guys make a better decision on if you want to get into industrial real estate versus residential real estate or anything else. If you have any questions, please comment them below. I would love to answer them. I love talking about this stuff. I'm very passionate about commercial real estate. I also have a podcast where we talk about how me and my business partner, Jesse, went from no properties to 8 properties in a year, basically just interviewing really successful entrepreneurs and business owners who are buying commercial real estate and asking them how they did it. So if that sounds like something you'd be interested in, check it out. I've got it on my channel in the playlist. It's called the Commercial Real Estate Blueprint Podcast. Like I said, comment any questions below. Please subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.